Oh, mother. Right guys, here we are in our low roofed shed. It's alright for the missus since she's 5 foot, but since I'm 5'10", I clock my head. Right, it's starting to turn into a bit of a tip, so we need to get this sorted out. But because we were doing the video the other day and we were searching for the recip saw, I managed to find my small spray gun I got, which is cool. I bought mine, but I bought it like 6 months ago and forgot where I put it. So we're going to get that set up. I'm going to look at just dusting over in maybe like a little corner to start with on the E3 and see if we can get rid of some of them marks out of it, because I'm edging my bets it's lacquered. So see if we can put this thing together. Bloody no room anyway, it's like frigging bikes all over. Right, I think I distinctly remember stating try this in a discreet area. Now I don't think the top tube is a discreet area, but nonetheless I'm doing it anyway. So this is wet and dry I'm using. This is 1200 grit, don't go massive. Stay between 1000 and 1500. Go any smaller number than 1000 and you'll start creating a lot of big scratches that you're just not going to be able to clean out of there. Hopefully we can take this down enough and then dust it over with lacquer and bury these marks to leave a nice smooth finish. So we'll just try that first. So we're going to give it a clean off of white spirit. I'm going to run the air pipe in here from the compressor, put some lacquer in the new gun, and then we'll just give it a little dusting over in this area and see how it sits. And if it is not coming out how we hoped, then at least I've only got a small area to rectify once I figure out what to do. But it should come out like that when it's done. Using a little spray gun. Sorry, I forgot to press play. I'll show you on the full thing. But it's come out really well. So the spray gun works really well. Brilliant for £8. You.
Two hours later.
Good job Tim gave me some spares because I've fucked up. The Coyote symbol is handed, so it always faces the front, so sometimes it might be over the E to face forwards or over the C from when it's written the other way to face forwards. So I've got to pick one off and put another one on. Right, the interesting one. After yesterday's little mishap with that cable stop for the front neck, it might not have solely been my fault, because it looks like it's maybe took an impact from a stone or something at some point, because there's a bit of a crack on the tubing below it where it's attached. so that's maybe why it broke off so easy. Right, I'm going to attempt to reattach it with some rods that I bought off an advert on Instagram only a couple of months ago, just by chance. They're like a solder rod. They come from the States, they're about 12 quid, and I've got, I think it's maybe 10 there, but they melt at a really, really low temperature, and they're supposed to bond any metal to any metal, and it's supposed to end up stronger than the parent metal it's bonded to. So we're going to give it a go. So it shows you to use a blowtorch. Now I'm lucky enough to have a soldering iron that's gas powered. Now it's also got a blowtorch tip for it, so very carefully I'm hoping I'm going to be able to solder this back on. Right, forget trying to use my little blowtorch. That thing kept backfiring and it was nearly burning all my hand and then took my eyebrows off and stuff, so right, we've sacked it off. Been all around Drift to try and buy one today, couldn't get one, but my friend Rich has lent me one. Nice big one, I shouldn't need all that gas by any means. But we're going to give it another go, and this time see if we can leave our eyebrows intact, right? Oh, mother. Right, so that went very successful. I put it down to probably user error. I tried various ways of doing it, like heating it first and cleaning the surfaces and stuff with a file and pulling the flame back a little bit to get it on the tip where it's hotter, and I just couldn't get it to do it. It looked like it formed alright, and then as soon as I started cleaning it off, it just cracked away again. It hadn't sort of bonded to both parts of the material, so scrap that for now. I'm going to move on to the forks for the Coyote. Now these, I'm going to give them a very, very light dusting of silver, only because I'm not 100% sure on the silver I'm going to need. So if I went all out and primed them first and then hit it with the silver and decided I didn't like it, it'd be even more of a ball ache to try and take it off. So just a light dusting for now, just to give it a bit of a colour test, and then we'll see how we go with that. If I do like it, I can always rub it down again or nitromorse it back off, and then give it a good keying on with some primer and then a top coat as well. So we'll take it as this for now. Bollocks. Yeah. Right guys, after miserably failing today with the soldering rods and trying to mend that cable stop that I had yesterday, it's not been a complete loss, because I realised that when I was putting heat on this area here to try and use them soldering rods, it created like a scorch mark there, and now it was burning a layer back. Now it is what I thought it might be, and it has been lacquered. Because aluminium is so reactive and creates white rust when it's left open to the atmosphere, they do put lacquer on them. Sometimes they do, like paste forks here, they put an anodizing coating on them. Orange have used some kind of lacquer. Now, I tried getting it out wet and dry and T-cut and all sorts, but all I was doing was moving I was cutting through the layer, but I was moving it further and further back, and there was a still noticeable difference between the old layer and now the freshly revealed aluminium. So what I did is chased it back to that point there, so it's less obvious, and all the way back down to the bottom bracket at that end. So that has come up nice and clean. Although, and it's bare aluminium now, so although we still need to mend the cable guide, we've got a couple of options. I could take that to the fabricators and get them to do that and see whether they could tag a little bit on there, probably a better option. Or if not, an emergency one that goes clamps around there, although I've not seen it yet on eBay at the right diameter. I've seen them on eBay, there is one on there at the moment, but it's for a lot smaller. It's for about 28mm rather than 34mm. So they're my two options for that. But if you look how clean that is, it's lovely. Now compare it to the rest of the frame. Now I thought the frame was quite good until I did that bit. Now you see where I'm going with this, don't you? I think I need to try and secure these stickers first. I need to see if I can get hold of another set. If I can get hold of another set, then I'm just going to nitromorse the whole lot and bring it back to that. Now for me, it would go white rusty again, so I could either put the decals on and lacquer it once I've polished it back up, or I could just leave it, because for me, with this being a bit of a show bike, it's not going to be really subjected to the elements. It's more or less just to sit there in the kitchen and look pretty, wherever I take it, but it's not going to be ridden hard and it's not going to be ridden in the elements, let's say. So it'd be quite safe to keep it like that, and I could nicely keep on top of that while I'm just pottering about one day in the kitchen and just give it a little rub down. So that's not too much of an issue. So I think that's where we're going to go. So I need to start hunting down some decals. So if anyone knows where to get these, and don't say orange because I'm going to try that first, hit us up in the comment section below. Any help will be greatly appreciated. So I think we need to have a little stock take now and see what bits I've got. Now I've just had a little go with the forks that I've got for this. These aren't the forks that came on it, these are the ones I bought before I bought this frame for this project. These are the type that Dave Hemming actually had on, and look. It seems like every bike from the 90s had an inch stem, at least the ones I own anyway. They're an inch and an eighth. But I'm hoping, I haven't tried yet, so you'll see this in a minute, I'm hoping that Pace have had the initiative to make them orifices the same, so I'll be able to take the steering tube out of the set that did come with this and swap them to this one, and then they'll go back on and they'll be perfect. So let's see, shall we? Right, here's the other set. So let's turn you around so you can see. Can you see that? Right. Right, these are a lovely piece of art. Are going to lose the steering tube, hopefully, and with a stroke of luck, they're going to go in the other one. Come on, it's only put it in. And I'm betting when I do all this lot, Dave Hemming's bike will be a threaded one. I'll have to buy one anyway. You watch. I'm not a betting man, but it's probably likely. That's loosened off. I'll come out easier than I thought. That's where these don't fit. I'm going to throw a massive wobbler, because it'll all be for nothing. Beautiful British engineering. Get out. Right, so that looks like it's got two reducers on or like a steps reducer, so I might need to swap the reducers. That one goes straight over there then. We have 2 reducers on that. Oh, we do. So, pace, reducers are interchangeable, so now I have 2 reducers on there. So that should now hopefully fit in the orifice of the other ones, which are them ones. Just having a bit of a moment there. Yeah. Here we go. It's gotta work, please work. That hole's massive. I might just need to modify the collar a little bit, just for the bearing race, but it's looking promising. The outer sleeve that I put on is just a little bit longer than the first one, so I might have to take it back out and just nip a little bit off this reducer, just so it sits on properly, but that I can live with that. I dare say, knowing Pace being a cool company that they are, probably sell these reducers and the steering tube still. And there we go. No, wrong way. Pace go backwards. There we go. Dave Hemmings forks, Dave Hemmings frame, and we're a couple of steps closer. Let's go see what bits we've got. Last update before we get this edited and uploaded and I can have my tea and stuff. So we've got the forks now, we've swapped the steering tubes, they all fit in, that's brilliant, all check there. Yeah, that's good. Right, what else have I managed to accumulate for this and picked out the loft today? So we've got the clamp I've managed to find. I didn't realise I had one. I think it's for a front brake or something like that. It's like a cable stop. It clamps on round the tube. It's nice and polished up, so that's pretty good already. All we have to do is remove the last bit of that cable stop from there, and we could clamp that straight on. Although it's a little bit further offset from the original, it might not make a difference. But so at least we got to get our jail card for that one. Right. Also, we've got the purple DCD for Dave Hemmings' build. We've got the black crud catcher, although mine doesn't say crud underneath in chrome deckling, but that can be adjusted at a later date. Like a clip-on one, I'm hoping it'll go wide enough. Yep, that's brilliant, that goes on wide enough for the tubing. There we go, put that back there. We've got the grip shift X-ray. Right, for these, when I built my Jason McCroy one, I bought a pair of green ones because I had to buy a pair and I only needed one. And then I bought this set of X-rays and they come with one green, one red. So I've got an extra green. So if anyone needs a green for a Jason McCroy build, hit me up in the comment section below. I might be able to help you out with one of them and get it sent out to you. So for me, for the Dave Hemming build, we need 2 of the blue ones, the shark tooths. Obviously it comes in a pack of 2 again. I only need 1. I also need a red one, which is in the post on the way. I did buy a red one. I don't know if that maybe used to be red, but I did buy a red one, but they're a lot bulkier, they're not quite right. But anyway, I managed to locate the proper one and that's on its way. What else I forgot? I think... Right, we've got the orange hot rod bar. This came on this bike, but I've got the same bar upstairs. Slightly better example. It's got all of its letterings in the one upstairs, so I might swap that one out for that one and put this one back on the P7 instead. So we've got quite a lot of bits already coming together for that one. So I've asked a few questions, I've put it out there, and I'm going to try and find out what the mech is, at least the front mech and the rear mech, what brakes Dave Hemming was using, possibly wheels if we can find that, and even chainsaw. If we can find them, then we can really make steps with this one. So until then, I'm going to have to just sit back on this and don't really know what to do with it until then. Right, so you've seen earlier putting the decals on this, so we've made leaps and bounds with Scott Dommett's bike today. We've got the forks now into silver and they've had a coat of lacquer. The frames had a full coat of lacquer on top of the decals now, so they look sweet. And I've managed to pick out a few bits. Now, just a sec, let me go put this down. Right, so we've got a bit of a black generic seat, that'll do for that. Now, looking at his stem on his bike, it looks quite slimline, like it may be made of steel, possibly plated. I can't seem to find one of them in the loft. Not that'll fit 1 1/8 quill, which we need. So I've got a black Una. Yeah, Una. Black Una aluminium one. Might use that, yeah, it is quill, it is 1 1/8 what we need. I think it might be a bit too bulky for the job, it might look a bit out of place. So it is a contender. I can soon strip the black paint off with some Nitromoss. I've also got a seat post. It's a Ritchie one, not too bothered about that. I can soon Nitromoss that one back again. And also a seat clamp, a bit of just a generic seat clamp, but it's quite wide tubing, so it's quite hard to pick bits for. So that, maybe just get Nitromossed and polished up, I've made that, and it'll be suitable. Unless anyone knows what seat post he actually ran on that, because I had like 2 kind of sticky down bits here. Don't know what they were for, maybe like adjustments or something, but you could tell it on the video, even on VHS quality. So in the meantime, I'm just going to use that. Right, so I've got a bit of work to do for tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to get this edited and uploaded and have my tea and all that normal stuff. So if you've watched up to now, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please remember, give it a big fat thumbs up. Also, if you like this video and the other videos, tea's ready. Please hit that subscribe button and click that little bell. All the support is greatly appreciated. In the meantime, I'm off for my tea. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow.
I am on a whole nother level. Girl, he only fought you over cause you let him. Girl, I guess he didn't know any better. Girl, that man didn't show me ever. Do all I can just to show you you're special. Certain it's your love that holds me together. And you say he been